want to introduce our today's guest speaker, Mr. Harry Saputra. He's a senior technical services engineer at Dyno Nobel Indonesia. He has bachelor's degree in mining engineering from UPN veteran Yogyakarta, Indonesia. With 11 years of experience, Harry began his career at Orica, where he gained a lot of valuable hands-on experience in blast design and technical support. So with this foundation, it allowed him to develop a really deep understanding of safe and efficient blasting practices. Now he leads a technical engineering team at Dyno Nobel Indonesia, focusing on really large metal mining projects such as copper and gold mines. Harry is really committed to delivering practical, innovative solutions to their customers that not only improve operational performance, but also improves safety in the overall mining industry here. So with that said, welcome, Harry. Really excited for today's session, and take it away.
Thank you, Rafi. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are joining in. Thank you for joining this webinar. As mentioned from Rafi, I'm Harry Saputra. I currently am working with the Dyno Nobel Indonesia as senior technical engineer, and I'm really excited to share insight from our projects at the Martabe Gold Mine. And today we will explore how drone mapping and AI are transforming blasting operations. These technologies are elevating precision, safety, and efficiency to a new level. Thanks for the Straios advanced tool. We are bringing data-driven insight to our blasting practices, expanding what's possible in mining. And I look forward to exploring these innovations with you today. Thanks, Straios, for making this possible. Let's use these sessions as step forward together in blasting technology. So our discussions with the title Advanced Blasting Using Drone Mapping and Artificial Intelligence for Comprehensive Performance Analysis. We will start with the background first here. And we need to understand why integrating technology into blasting is crucial. In Indonesia, we began using drones in 2020. Primarily for basic applications, and however, traditional methods like manual measurement and sampling method have several limitations. They produce limited data, and then are prone to human bias based on human perspective, and are time consuming and often fail to give us the complete picture. That's make it difficult to optimize blasting operation fully. And so the question is, why does this matter? As we know, efficient blasting has directly influence to downstream costs in mining operations. And when we enhance blast performance, that means we can reduce the costs across multiple stages from loading, hauling, and crushings. This result is significant provide significant cost saving and higher profitability. So how are we addressing this? By adopting advanced drone mapping and AI. Technologies are crucial for achieving these savings and optimizing blasting outcomes with true coverage, and then make a comprehensive post-blast evaluations and pinpointing areas for enhancing control and optimizations. As you can see in this slide, in 2020, we only using drones for basic applications, just for pre and post blast photos from the same angle, and then conduct fire analysis, and then recording the video of blasting, and sample-based fragmentation analysis. That's why this technology is really important for us, because you can control what you can measure. Then after that, we move to what is orthomosaic. This what exactly orthomosaic is a high resolution geometrically corrected aerial image made by stitching multiple photos together. And it's accurate, uniform in scale and georeference, providing precise map for detail analysis. Already you I understand you already know about this. And to capture the quality of orthomosaic images, we need to setting several parameters are the keys, such as altitudes, because the altitudes affect both resolution and coverage area. The higher altitudes means the more area and the lower resolutions. And the second is the overlaps, because 18% overlap for front and side give the accurate stitching and reduce optical distortions. And we need to maintain the consistent speeds, moderate speed to avoid motion blur for the camera. And also we need to maintain the camera angle, the typical nadir strike down for uniform images, and also the lighting, consistent lighting conditions. Ideally for the midday, we took orthomosaic images for the flight plans, and for the flight path we usually use the grid pattern for comprehensive coverage rather than the single grids. And also we need to have drones that provide high precision GPS for accurate geofencing. And now that we have
just I think it's time for one quick poll question.
okay.
And take 15 or 20 seconds. You will see in your pop-up screen if you can participate. We're interested in just understanding how frequently you're using drones, digital twins, and AI in your operations. Yeah, so poll has started. We'll take another 10 or 15 seconds here. Yeah, still more responses coming in, so we'll give another 5 seconds. So it's interesting responses here. Fairly common is mostly utilized in the special projects only. That's the use cases, for now. It's deviated towards special projects at the time. All right, we'll publish this result for everybody to see. And we'll get back to the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Rafi. I'll continue the presentations. Now that we have looked at orthomosaic mapping and how it's give us precise georeference images, let's explore another essential part of our toolkit. It's called artificial intelligence, or AI. So we need to understand what is AI. AI is the technology that involves the programming of algorithm that enables machines to mimic human intelligence, such as learning and problem solving. So if you looking the comparison table below, there are several aspects like function, learning, pattern recognitions, predictions, decision making, flexibility, and autonomy. We can know the differentiation between the normal software and AI, using the algorithm that program and an AI that algorithm already trained. There is several parameters in here that are really important. Why is AI is such essential toolkit for integrating with the drone mapping? We can see in the pattern recognitions for the normal software, it identifies fixed patterns, but the AI program identifies data patterns. And when AI can be trained, we can test combination at high speeds and continuously improve through testings and test combination to achieve the results. And also after the training, we can find best combination for desired results. That's the Strayas do for the algorithm of AI for this integrating with the drone mapping. Next, we established the basic of AI. Let's take a look how Romesek mapping combined with the AI is revolutionizing blasting operations. We can see drone orthomosaic visualizations and utilizations such as the pre and post blast, and then color accuracy. And we can see the fragmentation AI, HIF AI, fluor prediction AI, and then cast material distances or blast movement predictions, and also optimized blast design. This is such a unique and real important feature for us. This is a new insight for us, especially at Martha Bay Gold Mine. So after we conduct integration between drone and AI, we enhance our blasting operations in here. Now we talk about the enhanced pre-post blast evaluations. By integrating drone mapping and AI has transformed blast monitoring at the Martha Bay Gold Mine project. That show this technologies capture high resolutions images that significantly improve assessment quality. Before, we only conduct the basic applications. As I mentioned before, we only takes the pre and post blast photos from the same angle to evaluate the condition for the blast review. But with the advanced application drone mapping, we can capture high resolution overlapping aerial image called orthomosaics, and we can stitch images into orthomosaic for detailed analysis. And Strayas platform provides 2D and 3D models with diverse user interfaces. So if we compare with the table below, we can see differentiation between the basic application and advanced applications. For the coverage, we had the smaller areas, and then but otherwise in advanced application, large areas in high details, and also the accuracy. The basic application is only angle dependent. But the advanced application correct distortion for precise measurements. And for the visualizations, example only provides 2D photos for the basics. And for the advanced one, we can support 2D and 3D model that's faster and safer for data collections. And it's really insightful for us to bring the new technology in the drill and blast process. Building on our enhanced pre and post blast evaluations, this slide dives into advanced visualization tools that leverage drone technology and high resolution imagery to provide a deeper understanding of blast impact. First, we have a digital surface model, as you can see on the slide, which uses aerial images to highlight the blasted versus non-blasted areas like muck pile and power trough, that giving a clear view of blast impact zones. And then we Strayas platform provide a hill-shaped digital surface model like a 3D grayscale view of terrain to emphasize surface texture and relief, which is crucial for understanding the structure of the blasted areas. And moving the colored hillside digital surface model, this combines color elevations and then data with hillside effect, make it easier for visualizations, elevations changes intuitively, and this tool let us see blast impact in vivid details. You can see there is a differentiation between the oversize and muck pile, power trough, and also the drill pattern that not blasted yet. And finally, the same contour interval we can set with the specific interval like 0.3 meter as an sample. This allow for highly accurate measurement of terrain shift, essential for assessing how blast alter the landform structure. And it can assessing the blast impact on terrain morphology accurately. As we transition,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think we'll just release one more poll question just to understand how everybody's thinking about AI solutions, if they are already using in your daily operations or just thinking about it. Yeah, we'll leave the poll open for a few seconds here as we move on to the phase of discussing real AI, use cases here. Responses are coming in. Give another 5 seconds. So it's interesting here that a lot of operations already seems they have been using AI, and then also majority of them currently exploring AI here. So we'll close the poll now, publish, and back to you, Harry.
Okay. Let me continue about the AI color detections. This is such a great feature, because as we transition from discussing enhanced brain plus evaluations, let's focus for AI color detections. This technology pushes blast evaluations forwards by enabling precise real color detections through advanced analysis of orthomosaic images. And how it works, first, for the image capture, so the drones capture detail, high resolution of images, and then we conduct pre-processing with the Strice platform, so image clarity is enhanced for better detections, and also the Strice conduct segmentations. The AI algorithm identifies and isolates potential drill holes. The next is feature extractions. The AI analyzes the shape, size, and other features of the isolated areas, and then AI connect classifications. In here, the machine learning models identify the drill holes and conduct the validations for the detected drill holes are compared with known data for accuracy. And the last, this is the integrations. The AI system is incorporated into the blast performance evaluations workflow to recognize and verify drill holes accurately. There is the interesting fact in here. We found in Martabe Gold Mine project, when we conduct drill hole accuracy detections, where there is a condition, dirt and plastic liner covering the drill holes, that hinders AI color detection from drone images, that affecting visibility and accuracy. This is proof that AI always learning and will always developing based on the cases that happen. And this is a great technology because AI already identifies the fresh of the drill hole without the something that covering the drill holes. And AI cannot inaccurate detection result with when we found something covering on the drill holes. Following our explorations of AI color detections, let's delve into the AI color deviation analysis. This is the further the next analysis from the AI. So we can see the AI provides an easy and automated way to measure the color deviations between S design versus S drill holes and generate a pattern accuracy report. As you can see on the picture, on the top above left picture, this is orthomosaic, and the next is AI color detections, and the next is AI color deviations. So an example AI color visualization and report in our pits called Purnama. Average pattern deviations is 0.26 meter, and when calculated by AI, it meets the target of 0.28 meters as color deviation tolerance. As you can see, there are visualization of the color like green, yellow, red, so percentage of the pie chart, and we can see the coloring error charts and coloring deviations bar charts. It's really great visualization to assess our drilling performance. We transition from AI color deviations, it's essential to examine how AI can improve fragmentation analysis in blasting operations. From the basic applications, or we call conventional method in a couple of years ago, whether the manual or drone-assisted sampling have significant limitations. We can see this is the illustrations that we do in most of our site in Danau Bell, Indonesia. A couple years ago, we just use a sample base using human and the ball as a comparison and taking photo with drones. But you know, with this case, we had the risk of falling down into holes and the crack, and there is a safety issues here with our personnel, and we really strict and care about our personnel's safety. That's why we're looking after for the another way, like the sample based drones. So in here for the simulation, we tied drones with the rope and the ball. So the pilot drones operate drone with the balls to take sample based fragmentations. Usually we divide it in one location into the 3 sections, so we can have like 3 sample of fragmentation, and we can merge into the software. But again, there is another issues about these solutions, because we had several cases of drone crash incidents because the rope tied with the propeller, or and this makes another cost issues here to buy another drones. And you can see the limitation, and for the basic applications, for the coverage, we limited to sample areas and potential bias. And for the durations, it's real time consuming, as it involves physically placing the balls, taking photos, and manual analysis each sample and merge together. Next is the comparison sample based NI orthomosaics. In traditional or conventional method, sample-based method, whether done manually or with drones, there are several limitations like time-consuming, limited coverage and data, and safety risks, because the placing physical markers in hazardous areas is risky for the personnel, and potential bias because a limited sampling may not accurately represent the entire blast areas. This is the comparison of the illustrations. Like the latest couple years ago, we tied in the drones with the rope and the balls, and then we found a new way that's more effective, like orthomosaic images. So we don't have we don't have safety issues with our personnel entering the muckpile areas. So the AI orthomosaic analysis offer the major upgrades like high resolution images and 3D models. That means provide comprehensive and immersive data. So for the efficiency, the advanced technology speeds up the data collection and processing by 53%. So we already collect the data comparison between the conventional methods and the new methods, like integration between the drone and AI. And for the enhanced safety, we success minimizing manual operation in dangerous areas. And we got a deeper insight because AI delivers detailed, accurate insight that help optimize downstream process. In summary, while conventional or basic method are usable, AI orthomosaic technology takes fragmentation analysis to the next level.
and offering faster and safer and more reliable data for better blast management. The next is the AI fragmentation analysis. Moving on from comparing sample-based methods and AI powered by orthomosaic analysis, let's discuss about how AI fragmentation analysis enhance the precisions and the efficiency of blasting assessments. As we know, with the AI-driven orthomosaic analysis, we can accurately define boundaries for a single and multiple MAC files. It's really easy in the Stratus platform. We can make a custom of MAC file boundaries. So we can generate detailed size distribution graph and range charts. This technology allows us to precisely delineate blast boundaries, optimizing performance assessment, and visualize size distribution across different MAC files, whether the non-L or electronic blasting methods like the below example. The data provided by AI shows the key differences in fragmentation outcomes. For instance, in the size range of charts, we can see the electronic blasting achieve a notable 5.5% reduction in PAT size distributions compared to the non-L, improving the fragmentation and downstream processings. In summary, AI fragmentation analysis provides comprehensive, accurate, and refined blasting strategies and enhance overall mining efficiency. With the drone mapping orthomosaic AI, we can easy to compare between like the non-L and electronic for the blast improvement and trials. Next, this is the another feature for AI HIF MACPAL comparisons. So AI HIF MACPAL comparisons uses orthomosaic image to refine blast design and assess the results. So we integrating AI with orthomosaic images provide insight to improve the blasting design and review suboptimal result using cross-sectional visualizations and pre and post blast MACPAL based on overlaid model and quality control data. And in addition, the flexibility in creating cross-sections in the orthomosaic models make it possible to compare HIF when changing design, geometry, or timing. That's we usually do every blasting as our blast review. We already put this cross-sectional to compare between the pre and post-blast elevations. And we can see the difference, or there is issue with the areas like flat areas, or we can analyze more detail like for the movements, or what lacks or what are the shortcomings that we found in the blast locations. It's really useful for us here to assess changes in our operational activities or our design. And moving on from AI fragmentation analysis, we now focus on AI cast material distances. This is another great feature too, how to optimize MACPAL evaluation for improved blasting outcomes. So the true AI generated cross-sectional visualizations of the pre and post blast MACPALs, we can precisely compare cast material profiles across different blast design. As you can see on the slide, there is the differentiation between our Blastmaster, like we call string 6001 and 6002 with different geometry and different pod factor. So we can see differentiations of the results. Yeah. So this is the comprehensive analysis that we need, yeah, to review our designs already correct or not, to review our blasting practices conduct by operational employees in the field, or there is something wrong with the drilling process and or the geological conditions. This is great to make a comprehensive visualization and analysis. And moving on from our discussion, on the previous slide about the AI cast metro distance. Let's now delve into how AI enhance floor prediction model for accurate blast planning. So by integrating AI and orthomosaic, we gain improve for the depth accuracy and floor prediction visualizations. This technology provide a vital insight, especially for the operation team or the mining operation team, particularly in identifying potential hard areas. We can give input from the drill blast sections to the mine operations. There is some areas that potential hard and where the target reduce level is not met. Essentially, AI enhance these models by refining the depth accuracy to support more precise drilling and blasting decisions, and we also can providing visualization of floor levels, pinpointing zones that might requires additional attentions, such as areas prone to under drilling. In short, AI-driven floor prediction models empower engineers with critical data, helping optimize material extractions and mitigate issues in area that doesn't reach the target level.
Yeah, time for one more poll questions here before we go into the next phase. I'll release it here. So what is your preferred surveying method for generating most accurate survey data? So there are many methods here, but ground control point, RTK drone or PPK drones, how you're applying it, that's always good to understand here. We'll leave this open for another 5 or 6 seconds. Seems like GCPs is still the preferred method for most of the operations. We'll close the poll. Yeah, so GCPs is still the preferred method for most of the operations here, while slowly inching towards the RTK and the PPK as well. Yeah, so Harry, take it away. I think there is a really great workflows that you all have developed, how you get the survey accuracy, which is, I think, for everybody to understand why is it so important.
Okay, I will continue about the orthomosaic with GCPs, or we call ground control points. GCPs is really important in achieving accurate mapping result for orthomosaic images. As we know, GCP, there are GCP is a marked point on the ground that have known geographic location used in drone mapping to align images accurately, ensuring precise georeferencing of spatial coordinates. GCP are fixed. We know the locations on the ground used in the drone mapping by pick up the survey. And the main purpose is to align images accurately and ensure precise georeferencing. And GCP are determined using RTK or real-time kinematic or PPK post-processing kinematic using GNSS receivers like Trimble that we do in our sites. And GCP is really crucial for accurate alignment and aerial imagery in drone mapping. They correct distortions from terrain variations, drone movement, and lens effect, ensuring precise spatial coordinates and improving accuracy to the centimeters. So GCP need to access at frequent interval around area of interest, so the map result is more accurate than standalone GPS grade accuracy that a few meters. You can see the visualization or demonstration of drone photogrammetry workflow. Moving forward from our discussion about the role of the GCP in orthomosaic, let's delve into why we need a minimum of 5 GCP to ensure optimal accuracy. Yeah, I look at research such a test conducted by Nevada Department of Transportation that indicates that using 5 until 10 GCPs achieve optimal alignment accuracy for drones mapping, and adding more than 10 GCPs doesn't significantly improve the accuracy, but going below 5 can lead to reduced precisions. This chart illustrates how vertical root mean square error stabilize around 0.05 feet or 1.5 meter when using 10 until 18 GCPs, and about 0.1 feet or at least 3 meters with the 4 until 10 GCPs. Fewer than 4 GCPs compromise the accuracy due to insufficient data points for reliable georeferencing. To ensure the effective GCP use, we need to make sure the placement as the key, because the place GCP at side corners or the center with a minimum of 5 GCP per survey. And we need to make sure the visibility, we avoid placing GCP near obstacle like trees or berms that might obscure them in aerial images. And also the spacing should be at least 100 meters apart to optimize the accuracy. In summary, maintaining a minimum of 5 well-placed GCP ensures stable, reliable georeferencing for accurate orthomosaic creations. As you can see on the top picture, this is this example for placement GCP. When we had bands like this is the crest and bottom, we placed 2 GCPs in the bottom and 3 GCPs in the top of bands. Following our discussions on the importance of GCPs for accuracy and orthomosaics, let's walk through the workflow or the flow process orthomosaic model with GCPs. As you can see in the slide, we start from the marking GCPs using the spray paint or Pilox spray, and then we can see on the section 2, this is the example of GCP mark result using the blue spray paint, and then we also coordinated with the survey team to pick up GCP coordinates, and we conduct the flight plan using a double grid scenario. And also after that, we uploaded the orthomosaic images into the Strive platform to rectify the images. In this process, one GCP at least have 5 rectified photos. Yeah, this is the example for section 6 and 7. How many GCP are rectified, and after that we waiting for the processing by AI, and then when finished, we can see the digital surface model and GCP points to know differentiation or plus mark file result. And continuing from the flow process of the GCP for orthomosaic modeling, let's now compare the accuracy between the models with and without the GCP. In our site in Martabe, we already conduct research to compare to check the accuracy of the elevations when we processing the model with the GCP, and we compare with the model without the GCP. The slide highlight clear differences. Yeah, when we are using GCP model, GCP already ensure the high precision, so the deviations are minimal, with the elevation deviation as low as 0.02 centimeter between model and the actual. This level of accuracy is really essential for reliable data in sensitive applications. Yeah. But otherwise, in non-GCP model, the deviation is increased significantly, especially in elevation with a deviation of 1.97 meters. Such discrepancies can impact the reliability of mapping and measurement results. So in summary, this comparison underscores the critical role of the GCP in achieving precise and dependable measurements in drone mapping. The GCP-based model provide accuracy that meets industry standard, ensuring that the data collected is both consistent and trustworthy. And not only that, we also conduct research to make sure distance in the software is accurate or not. So we conduct research to measure the power truth of distance. So when we are using the GCP model, the measured distance is 5.43 meters, showing a precise alignment with the actual model distance. This level of accuracy is consistent and reliable. Otherwise, the non-GCP model, the measured distance is likely of 5.5 meters or same. And introducing minor deviation that, while small here, we can accumulate and affect mapping accuracy in larger scale project. So that means for the distance, when we are not using the GCP or without the GCP, the distance is same, yeah, between the model and in the model, yeah, at least 5.3 meter, yeah, for measuring the power truth distances. And this is the illustration of the impact of using ground control points versus not using them by analyzing the distance deviation between 2 points, like we call point number 6 and number 7. Here's the breakdown. You can see on the illustrations. Yeah, with the GCP, the measured distance between the point remains consistent, 5.43 meters, and the deviation from the actual positions is remarkably low, less than 1 centimeters. And without GCP, while the model distance is still 5.43 meters, the deviation from the actual points increases to around 3.5 meters. That's mean for the when we compare point with GCP, for the model for the model to model, the distance stays 5.43 meters, but the actual between the actual and the model, when we use the GCP, the differentiation is less than 1 centimeter. But without the GCP, difference between the model and the actual 3.5 meters. Yeah. But the distance is exactly the same, 5.43 meters. Now, building our understanding of GCP accuracy and precisions, let's shift to the our specific focus to another method, yeah, from the integration between drone and AI. So this is the AgentCode resources conditions. This slide illustrates how varied geological domains across the mine significantly influence the blasting operations. So different regions in the mine have distinct material types and structural conditions, and each requiring tailored blasting techniques for optimal results. So you can see in our site in Martabe, there is 3 pits called Purnama, Barani, and Rambajoring, that has several geological domains aligned with AgentCode core value of growth. The company is dedicated to continuous improvement, ensuring advancement are met responsibly and high quality performance is consistently delivered across all operations. This is the next chapter of integrations. Yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of, I think as we are transitioning into more this specific case study, we have time for one last poll here to participate more on understanding of how digital twins in your operations are being applied for blast movement modeling or ore dilution, control here. So we'll give a few seconds. Yep. So polls are coming in here. The last few seconds, and we'll close it. So it seems still applied mostly at the sometimes, and a lot of them are exploring, but majority is not using it at the moment. So we'll end the poll. All right, Harry, take it away.
Okay, I will continue the further application with drone AI with GCP for all blast movement predictions. This is such new things in our site, based on our discussion with our customer from the drill bus until the geologist. So we can utilize the drone with GCPs to replace the positioning of the lidar, because the background is the lidar is captured 27 hours post blastings, and it takes long for the mine geologist conduct or blast movement prediction in the software. So that's a challenge for us, and we try to utilize the conventional drone with the GCPs that can capture the immediately orthomosaic after the blastings, so it can solve the problem of current practices using the lidar. And as you can see in the table, that lidar it takes processing time approximately 2 days until to get the orthomosaic and delivered to mine geologists to conduct ore blast movement prediction. And if we can using the drones with GCP, we can conduct processing time immediate after blastings. Maybe it takes just 2 hours. And when the data usage, when current practice lidar, we are using ore and waste type as a guidance. And for the opportunity using drones with GCPs for ore blast movement predictions, we can use for the fragmentation, heap fakes, cast material distances, pore trough analysis, and many more. And despite the superior precision of the lidar, there is the advantage from the opportunity using drones with the GCPs that provide high accuracy, cost-effective, user-friendly, and quick data capture. As you can see on the slide, this is the flow process when drill bus engineers create the drill bus design and deliver to smart drilling to conduct drill and blast activities. And after that, in the previous method, survey team pick up topo after blasting using the lidar. And the new method, we conduct pick up topo after blasting using drones and GCP, and help with the AI provided by Shreyas. And after that, we input the delay tie up or delay time to the ore movement prediction software to the define zone, topography, and running smart vector to predict the ore blast movement material method. And then the mine geologist can running block model by the grade control and give to the field to implement the ore grade tape boundaries. Yeah. This is the interesting part. Yeah, when we compare the vector representative between the lidar and the drone AI with the GCP, our analysis across the 7 fleets reveals that 1%, there is only 1% variation in gold and silver recovery rates between data capture by lidar and drones AI with GCP, which is considered satisfactory by the mine geologists. However, the vector readings indicates the significant material displacement across the different strata. This means that while overall recovery rates are relatively stable, there is a notable variations in material distributions within each stratum. This data really underscores the importance of the detailed stratigraphy analysis to improve the ore recovery and processing efficiency by addressing the subtle shift in material locations. As you can see in this slide, this is the differentiations between the block model by RCGC, and we compare the in the different fleets called fleet 1 and fleet 2 as an example. Between the drone AI and the LiDAR, yeah, there is a small, very small deviation, yeah, and we can see for the volume between the LiDAR and drone AI plus GCP, the accuracy is 99.45%. That's mean only 1% variation in gold and silver recovery. This is very good. And not only that, we also compare the vector representative topo after blast for the LiDAR and the RTK drone. So here's the main takeaway. The post-blast material distribution between LiDAR and RTK drone is almost identical, with the variation only in the quantity. LiDAR survey data shows more directed material movement, which result in significant material contact. Conversely, the RTK drone data illustrates the more dispersed movement pattern, which could lead the bias contact point and necessitates a preventive adjustment approach to avoid inaccuracies. Or movement prediction software result remain within the tolerance with the plus minus 5% variance in volume, tonnage, and grade for both waste and ore. And this comparison highlight while both methods produce closely aligned results, the movement pattern and material contact differ, affecting downstream processing decisions. So when we compare between the RTK drone and LiDAR, there is the plus minus 5% variance in the volume. So that means the drone GCP and AI, when we compare the LiDAR, is produce the more precise or more precisions rather than the RTK drone. This is the detailed example, yeah, for the comparison between the LiDAR drone GCP and RTK drone. We conduct also the different cross sections for the model. As you can see in the right graph, this is the differentiation for the cross sections between the LiDAR and drone GCP and RTK drone. You can see the between the RTK drone and LiDAR, there is the 20 centimeter deviations in the cross-sectional line or volume, and then for the LiDAR compared to drone GCP, only 5 centimeter. So the cross-sectional results show that the RTK drone data has a lower elevation by approximately 20 centimeter, which result in lower volume measurement compared to both the LiDAR survey and drone with the GCP data. As summarized, you can see on the table, there's a parameter like volume and deviation between the LiDAR survey. For the LiDAR in BCM, there is a volume 57K of BCM, and for the percent deviations with the drone GCP is less than 1%, but the RTK drone almost 2%. This is another cross sections that we conduct, yeah, in different way. We can see there is deviations, yeah, in cross sectional line between the RTK and LiDAR. So drone GCP provides more accurate, less than 1% for deviation in volume. This is another cross sections, same like before, in different way. You can see on the graph, this is differentiation between the volume line between the elevation for the LiDAR compared to RTK drone and drone with GCP. And continuing from our previous analysis on LiDAR, drone GCP and RTK drone deviations, these slides present further improvements that we want to conduct in our site, focusing on angle hole adjustment through 3D model orthomosaic technology. So the background is currently the angle hole are adjusted manually based on the field conditions. This approach often requires additional reblasting in areas where the angle does not fully align with the rock face or the actual free face, leading to inefficiencies. And we propose the improvement to our customer by using the 3D orthomosaic models for the angle hole adjustments. Engineers can make a precise drilling adjustment to align with the ideal angle limit directly tailored to the gill kill profile. And this target the adjustment, optimize the blasting process, and improve fragmentation the quality. You can see on the timeline on the right steps for implementing these improvements. We can start from the initial theme identifications to the standardizations and evaluations. The before and after images is an illustrations, yeah, to see the difference between the normal process or previous process or the current process when we only using the crash line position for the top of view or the plan for the plan view, and compare with the AI 3D model, we can easily adjust the angle holes according to the original free face conditions. And this can bring a benefit to advise engineers to reduce the boulder on the free face to maximize the drill capability in performing angle hole drilling. And this is the summary slide, provides side-by-side comparisons of the basic and advanced applications in blast performance. And we are focused on various critical aspects like coverage. As I mentioned before, like basic applications, there is only small areas, less detail, only 2D spirited images. But for the advanced applications, we can cover large area and high detail because we can stitch images with no bridging software, only for the Straias because using the cloud platform. And for the accuracy, the basic application is angle dependent. There's a variable perspective or point of view, depends on the engineers. Otherwise, the advanced applications, we had the multiple angles, precise 2D or 3D measurements, and also we can got the detailed 2D or 3D models like DSM, hill shade, color hill shade, and contour. And for the color accuracy, the basic applications cannot detect the color accuracy. It's only manual, error prone, extensive verification needed. Otherwise, the advanced applications automated after orthomosaic creation and drill design upload. And this is the most important related to the safety aspect because the basic applications, there is several incidents like drone operation risk, manual ball placement in hazardous areas for fragmentation analysis, that risk for our personnel. Otherwise, we can have advanced application that enhance safety by minimizing manual work in hazardous areas using advanced techniques. And also advanced application brings a comprehensive insight with details data, not like basic applications, only the basic insight can potential bias due to limited data. And also the analysis time. Basic application is really time consuming for individual analysis and merging fragmentation samples. If we want to merge, if we want to analyze fragmentation in details, we need more sample to be more accurate. Rather than advanced applications, the streamlines data collection analysis with advanced orthomosaic, its efficient processing and rapid analysis by AI 53% faster. And also the last, this is the time efficiency. When we are using a LiDAR, we can LiDAR scan MACPile topography in our site in 27 hours post blasting. And despite the super accuracy, LiDAR high cost. And for the advanced applications, using integration between a conventional drone and GCPs, we can immediate post blasting data capture with drone and precise and cost effective. To wrap up the presentations, let's reflect on these key questions like if technology can help creating new opportunities to do job easier and safer, why are we still sticking to the old way? As we discussed, advanced tools like AI-driven orthomosaic models, RTK drones, and ground control points significantly improve accuracy, safety, and efficiency in our blasting operations. Transitioning to this modern solution is not just about adopting the latest technology. It's about embracing the smarter way of working. By moving beyond traditional or conventional manual method, we unlock possibilities that drive better result and safer conditions. Thank you for your attention, and let's move forward together toward a future innovation and improved practices in blasting and mining operations.
Well, thank you, Harry, for so many amazing things were presented and discussed, and also I think the approach of really fact-finding things, which means the taking a scientific approach of discovering what data is accurate and how to apply that to make this transition into this new form of workflow. So, which is amazing. And I also want to draw everybody's attention is there is a detailed paper. This is a shorter form of this presentation that was culminated from a bigger paper that was put out, which is already has won a top paper award for 2025 at ISEE. So if you want to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to Harry. Unfortunately, we have ran out of time for today's Q&A session. So we will conclude this here as an end, but we will answer those questions over email. And I want to thank everybody who is here, who has attended today's session for your time today, and especially Harry for doing this insightful presentation. There's so many learnings. There's so many things can be adopted, for different operations, and improvements, can be driven here. So I appreciate your time, Harry, and presenting this, to the world here.
Thank you, Rafi.
That's it. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye, and have a great day.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.